In this lecture, let's discuss different events that get triggered in case of a dialog widget. Actually, there are 11 events get triggered at different stages in case of a dialog widget, and they are create, focus, open, drag start, drag stop, resize start, resize stop, before close and close. So the create event gets triggered when we create a dialog. The focus event gets triggered when the dialog gets focus. The open event gets triggered when the dialog is opened. The drag start event gets triggered when the user starts moving the dialog. The drag event gets triggered when the dialog is moving. The drag stop event gets triggered when the user stops dragging or moving the dialog. Resize start gets triggered when the user starts resizing the dialog. The resize event gets triggered when the dialog is being resized. The resize stop gets triggered when the user stops resizing the dialog. The before close gets triggered when the dialog is about to close. So if you want to cancel closing the dialog, you can do it in the before close event, and the close event gets triggered when the dialog is closed. So to show you how it works, I have written the code. It is nothing but displaying some messages either in an alert box or in a status 1 or status 2 div elements. I have used two separate div elements to see the events clearly, because suppose we write both dragging started, that is drag start and drag, in one div element, we will be able to see only this message, that is the dialog is moving message, because this will happen in a fraction of a second. And then when the dialog is moving, we will be able to see only this message. That is why I have written some of the messages in status 1 div and some of the messages in status 2 div. These are just two div elements with ID status 1 and status 2. So as you see the code, the create event shows a message in an alert box, the dialog is created. Open also in an alert box, the dialog is opened. Focus also in an alert box, the dialog got focus. Then for drag start, drag and drag stop, we have written the code in such a way that it will be displayed in different div elements. So dragging started and dragging stopped will be displayed in first div element, and the dialog is moving, that is the drag events message, will be displayed in the second div. Also on the drag stop, we are clearing the message, that is the dialog is moving message. Similarly, resize start and resize stop are displayed in first div element, and the messages are resize started and resize stopped. And the resize events message will be displayed in the second div element, and when the resize is over, we are clearing that message, that is the size is changing message will be cleared. Then before close event will show a message as an alert, and the close will display the message in the status 1, that is the first div element. Now let me refresh the page. First we are seeing the dialog is created, which means the create event is triggered. Then the dialog got focus, that means the focus event is triggered even before the open event. Okay, then only the open event is triggered, that is the dialog is opened. Now let me try to move this. See, you are seeing dragging started in the first div and the dialog is moving in the second div, and the dialog is moving message will be shown until I release the mouse. So let me release the mouse, and you are seeing dragging stopped message in the first div, and we are clearing the dialog is moving message from the second div. Now let me try to resize this. See, we are seeing the resize started message in the first div and the size is changing message in the second div, and the size is changing message will be shown until I release the mouse. Let me release the mouse. See, you are seeing resize stopped and it clears the resizing message. Okay, then let me try to close this. We are seeing the dialog is about to close, which means before close event is triggered. Okay, and it is closed. The dialog is closed. So these are the different 11 events that get triggered, and they are create, focus, open, drag start, drag, drag stop, resize start, resize stop before close and close. You can use these different events if you want to control your actions in the dialog.